Well,
Bam.
good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Camera Life podcast. Sorry, were you going to say something? Were you going to interrupt me
No,
already?
no, I
What?
just said bam. I just wanted to get the
Oh,
first word.
yeah, of course.
I did it.
Yeah. Well, I bet you feel good about it too. Anyway,
I
where was
do.
I? This is the Camera Life podcast. It's a random photography show where we bring you all the latest industry news. We talk about what's going on the socials. We look at a whole bunch of stuff. But tonight, we've got a very special episode. Do you want to tell the people what we're doing tonight, Justin?
Well, we're unveiling the images everyone's created this week for the Toy Photography Challenge, including my photos and some of your photos, Greg. You inspired this challenge with your blog post article about toy photography when you gave it a try. And now we've got, I don't know, it's like 10 to 15 people gave it a crack this week and sent in their images. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So we'll be
And
looking at
interestingly,
those.
looking through the list of people that have sent in images, they're not the people I expected that would do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not that I had high
Who did you expect would do it?
I don't know. I just some of the people who've sent in photos caught me by surprise. It was great to see.
It is.
Very good
It's
to
good to see. There's been some
Anyway.
people put some work in too.
Yeah. Well, I saw your behind the scenes video. That was pretty great.
You haven't seen the photo yet, though.
No, we'll leave our judgment for later.
Yep.
But anyway,
that'll be the plan.
It is the plan. But yeah, guys, stick around. We're going to cover off a little bit of news, but then we're going to dive straight into the world of toy photography. We're going to look at some inspiration on the socials that people that I've found over the past couple of years who are doing amazing toy photography, like high production value kind of stuff, as well as some sort of middle of the road people. So yeah, we're going to get to that. What else have we got coming up tonight? We'll do a bit of
We
gear
had a little
talk.
chit chat about gear, just a chit because you had an article published in the last couple of when did that thing come out?
At the end of last week, with the Australian Photography magazine. I wrote an article called "Why Less is More and More is Less," and it's all about downsizing, not necessarily downsizing your kit, but heading out the door, going off on a shoot with very minimal gear to optimize your outcomes and to focus more on the experience and the image making than rummaging through your camera bag. That's kind of the premise of it. But yeah.
And I thought in honor of that, we could talk about gear that we're looking at buying.
Sure. Why not?
because like less is more, but sometimes also more is more. So there's a couple of things. There's a couple of things on my list.
We caught up. Chase and tell me what it is that you're trying to buy.
No. We'll talk about it in that segment. But yeah, I just thought it'd be fun. And I know you've been looking at camera bags and things, so we'll chit chat through all that. It'll be good.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, let's get stuck into it. Hey, let's say g'day to some people first.
Oh, good idea. Well, this is Denis from 4 p.m. furiously editing behind-the-scenes toy videos. Thanks for the inspiration. Yeah, we've got a photo from Denis, and he's made a behind-the-scenes video that we're going to play a bit later in the episode, and it is very cool.
It is.
Philip Johnson is here. It is very cool. Rodney Nicholson is here.
The first time I saw it.
I want to give it a try. Rodney Nicholson says, evening all, no toys tonight, just off the plane from Paradise. I mean, is that Surface Paradise? I don't know.
Yeah, he was up north.
Philip Johnson is looking forward to the Art Wolf interview on Thursday. Aren't we all? That's going to be mega. This Thursday, Art Wolf.
Yeah. I actually had a message from,
what did you say?
Philip. I had a message from Philip earlier today. We were having a little chat about art. And I said, here at the Camera Life, we give the people what they want. I didn't actually say that, but I thought of it now. I should have said it back then.
I just can't believe these. Yeah, anyway, it's going to be a great interview. What did you say? 100 books? It's done 100 books.
I think it's done 100 books. I think that's what I read. Yeah. 50 years of photography. Yeah. He set out to deliver a book, not 100 books every year, a book every year. And he managed to do more than that. So it's amazing.
It's huge. So many questions. It's going to be a great interview. So make sure if you're available, join us for that. But obviously, as always, you'll be able to listen to it back however you want. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever we're. The Camera Life.
Yeah.
Who else is here? Greg Carrick is here. Looking forward to 3 hours of you guys toying with us. It won't be 3 hours. Lisa Leach, good evening. Sorry, no toy image from you. Yeah, that's a shame. We would have liked to see it. I bet you would have come up with something special. Felicity Johnson,
I caught up
hello
with Lisa
everyone.
on the weekend too. We'll get to that a bit later.
Oh, yeah, because she was also published. You guys are both published together.
We both had articles published last week. She was in Better Photography and I was in Australian Photography magazine. And we both had articles, so it's pretty cool.
I thought you were in the same magazine. I was like, oh, that's a coinky dink.
No.
So
we caught up on Saturday
magazines.
for a street walk and also just to gloat about our excellence as published authors. So
yeah, just tell each other how amazing you are.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Well, that's fun. Yes, Felicity Johnson is here. David Leporati is here. Great image coming in from David. David Skinner is here. Bruce Moyle, good evening. Craig Murphy, just made it. Good evening. Brett Wooderson. Tweek Productions. Evening party people. Looking forward to seeing what everyone come up with for the toy theme. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Lucinda's here. Howdy. Bruce Moyle. I didn't even get to shoot. Just too busy on other jobs. Looking forward to seeing everyone's work. Damn, Bruce, yours would have been, I bet it would have been crazy.
There's always next week, Brucey.
Dang.
Always next week.
There's always, you can send a special one in next week. Rick Nelson, Paul's here, other Paul's here. Or which one's other Paul? You can both be other Paul. Grant's here. What's up, Grant?
Hey, Grant.
Digifrog and Tin Type Man. A quick hi from the UK. Well,
yeah.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's
Welcome,
here.
everybody.
Anything else before we get to the news? Should we tell the people about our sponsor? We've got a new sponsor.
A sponsor? We do have a new sponsor.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Yeah. It's Lucky Camera Straps. It's us. It's always us.
Yeah.
If you would like it, a delightful leather camera strap, one that's very, very comfortable. Carry your camera all day. Like your camera's not even there, but it is there whenever you need it to take a photo. Beautiful quick release system, anti-theft, all that sort of stuff. Cut resistant Dyneema webbing. We've got them. LuckyStraps.com. Use code Greg for 15% off.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that.
And of course, if you've got any questions about any of the products on our website, you can shoot us an email and let us know and say, hey, I've got this camera. I'm not sure if it'll fit, or what do you recommend for this type of camera? Always happy to help you guys out to choose the best strap to connect with your craft. Hey, how was that? Was that good?
Hey, I see what you did there. You can even, if you have a question while we're live, you can just call the show. We actually have we're the only photography podcast in the world that has a live call-in number. You can just call us. I'll answer the phone if it works, if I can get the Rodecaster connected to the Bluetooth. And we'll answer your question about that or anything. So call the show. +61, because we're in Australia, 485 512 370. That's +61 485 512 370. Okay.
Nice.
What's Greg Carrick say?
He says, if you're into
leather.
straps and leather, this is your lucky day. Well done, crackers.
That's right.
All right,
Rick
let's
Nelson
get into
got
the
another
news.
one last week.
What?
Thanks, Rick.
Sneaky.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Into the news.
Into the news indeed. Play the jingle.
Jingled.
Let's do
okay.
these in sequential order, boss.
Okay. I'll pull them up.
All right. Top of the headlines this week, over the last week, is that Sony is actually suspending all orders, and I imagine production, of memory cards due to the global memory shortage. So we've talked about this a couple of times over the last probably couple of months. The cost of especially SSDs, SD cards, storage that you put into a computer system, all of those sorts of applications, the prices are just going through the roof because data centers are buying up all product, and the tech bros are probably buying up all the natural earth elements that are required to make those products. So, we're in a bit of a weird situation. And even if they did have them, they couldn't ship them to us because there's no oil left in the world. So, it's all looking peachy.
That's a fair point. Even if they could make them, we couldn't get them.
No.
Yeah, everything's just gone crazy price wise. I was looking at SSDs the other day. Luckily, I don't need one right now, but I just kept hearing people talk about the price. And they're double what they were when I looked at them. I don't know,
Last
12
year,
months ago, might have
probably.
been.
Yeah,
Just
same.
over. And yeah, it's just not hard to justify. Very, very hard to justify.
Well, I'm looking at going back to hard drives because I'm running out of storage space. And my wee little SanDisk SSD is just hanging in there, I think.
So you think you'll go to like a spinny disk drive?
Yeah, I think I'll just go back to spinny disks. Well, we use them perfectly fine for, all those years. I know they're not as fast.
The way I work, I have two, to not complicate it too much, I have two spinny disks, one for photo, one for video, for stuff that I'm not working on right now. My laptop's for stuff that I'm working on right now, which is obviously the fastest storage. And then I have multiple SSDs for projects that I might be working on and want to back up, but they're not ready to kind of go into the spinny archive drives or whatever. And that's simplifying it a little bit. But yeah, I would recommend sort of starting to segment stuff out to like, hey, I don't need that on this drive. And so I can just move it to a spinny disk. And if you're worried about redundancy, because they are more prone to failure than an SSD, just get two of them and set up Carbon Copy Cloner. So you use one as your main drive, and then Carbon Copy Cloner will just copy that once a day to the other one.
Yeah.
Just
I think next time I come to Bendigo,
puts it across.
I'd love to spend an hour with you just going over how I've set up my storage, because I hate Lightroom cataloging. I want to upgrade my drive, my storage drive, and then I've got to move my catalog to a new drive, and it doesn't like it. It just does my head in. Anyway, we'll talk about that another day.
We can talk about it. It's not as easy as it's not as hard as you think, because your catalog doesn't have to be relocated. It can reference many drives in one catalog. So you can just move the photo, the bulky photos off, the stuff where you're like, there's 10,000 photos from Japan. They just need to sit over here, because I don't look at them every day. Bruce said he had to buy. Oh no, I have to buy 10 terabytes of drives tomorrow. Thankfully, I don't have to pay for it. That's lucky.
What's that going to cost, Brucey? That would be
Youch.
Youch, indeed.
Lucinda says, I'm currently copying over all my older SSDs to hard drives to have my SSDs back in rotation. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Get that stuff off onto slower drives and bigger drives. Just go. You can get like I think one of mine's a 16 or an 18 terabyte. Just desktop Western Digital, just a stock standard spinny hard drive, external. And then, it's just got a heap of video stuff on there that I don't really need. Like if I lost it, it's not the end of the world kind of stuff. I've got it all as final projects on a different drive. So, anyway.
I just need to set mine up better.
Yeah, we can go through it. All right. Next news article.
Okay, well, this is something that will tickle your fancy. Canon, in an interview at CP Plus, heads of Canon said that they will continue to expand the RF lens lineup at a rate of 6 to 8 new lenses each year.
Yes.
So, you better start saving up.
You know what's great? When you say that, I'm like, what would I want?
What would you want?
What would I want? I would like a really, they won't make one because they've got the 28mm 2.8.
The pancake you've got?
Yeah, I would like a 28mm that's like an f2 or something. They won't make one though. They'll do an f1.4, which will be in that VCM lineup maybe eventually. And I'll probably buy that. It's not huge. The VCMs aren't huge, but it'd be bigger than I'd like. But they've got that 28mm pancake, so they're not going to do anything that's close to that size in like an f2. What else would I like? I would really
macro?
like.
Do you have a macro lens?
Well, sorry, I was thinking, what would I like them to make that doesn't exist? I would definitely like a macro, and they make a delightful 100mm macro that if I could ever justify buying, I would. But at the moment, I wouldn't use it enough to justify an L series macro.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of stuff that they don't have in their range that I'd love to see, there's been rumors of a 24 to 70 f2 instead of the 28 to 70 that they launched. That was like their big flagship lens when they went into mirrorless. I think if they did a 24 to 70 f2, that would certainly shake things up a bit, depending on how good and how heavy it was. I would really like to see the rumored lens. They talked about a 70 to 150 2.8. That's lightweight and compact. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that would be in direct competition with that Sony lens that came out last year, wouldn't it? Didn't they do a 50 to 1 something?
That's an that's an f2, isn't it?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like a super duper. That's probably what Canon will make to try and compete with Sony at that level. Whereas I'm thinking like lower quality, super lightweight, toss it in the bag, and you've got like a 70 to 150 or something like that. Because I've really been enjoying those smaller Canon lenses that they released, the 16 to 28 f2 and the 28 f2.8 and the 28 to 70 f2.8. The super light and Anyway, apparently I like things fast. I do. Depends what it is. I mean, it's awesome to hear that they're not slowing down on pumping out lenses. That 45mm 1.2, sorry, that isn't the greatest quality that they brought out this year, but it is cheap and it's nice to shoot with. That's the form factor that works well for me.
Yeah. And you've kept that lens, haven't you, that 45?
Yeah, I've got to clear out some 50 mils because I've got all of them.
No.
But I keep thinking about doing this video where I compare how they all shoot. And that's why I've got them all still sitting around and I just haven't got around to making the video. I really should just give up on it. Don't know. But I think when I go on my upcoming trip in May, I think that 45 mils going to be the 50 mil. That'll be the 45 mil will be the 50 mil lens that I take. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Even with all its flaws, but it's just lightweight and easy. So
yeah, and you've got a little bit of extra width for environmental portraits, and
I did wonder that whether I prefer that focal length.
I wonder if you'd prefer a 40. To be honest,
I've had a 40 before and I didn't like it.
Really?
Wasn't quite 50 enough, and it wasn't quite 28 mil enough. And look at this, we're talking gear talk. We're not even in the gear talk section.
Oh yeah, we're still in the news. Sorry, Anyway,
we'll get back to this. But that's good. So Canon are still pumping out lenses 6 to 8 a year. That's what we want to see. I'm sure a lot of those will be crop sensor as well. I think they're still building out that ecosystem. So I wouldn't be surprised if 3 or 4 of the 6 lenses end up being RFS crop sensor lenses. But anyway.
Yeah, and I think somewhere today I read something about them wanting to refocus on APS-C.
Yeah.
So
yes, they definitely need to. If they want to have that as a competitive segment against people like Fujifilm, they can't just like put out a few kit lenses and hope everyone will be happy with that. You know, like that won't do.
No, won't stand for it.
Nope.
I'm a little bit concerned because our live viewer chat says there's only one person watching. If you're in the chat, say hi just to let me know that you're actually watching live.
there's definitely more than one people. I think there's just
this is only one. I think there might be.
Yeah. We're just who do you reckon it is? Is it Bruce? It's just Bruce?
It's probably just Bruce. Yeah.
It's just Bruce. Oh, it's Denis.
Oh, it's Den. Oh, no, it's everybody. That's really odd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
Oh, they're all here.
Okay. The system works, kind of.
Well, I think it's good because, you know, we often talk about how Canon still have not opened up their full frame RF mount to allow third-party brands to fill some gaps. So let's hope they fill their own gaps.
And that is probably the thing.
At the same time,
I was going to just brush past that, but anyway, that is probably the thing that they can't. If they're going to keep doing that, and who knows how long they'll try and do that for. There's been rumors it's maybe coming to an end within the next 12 months. They do have to keep pumping out their own lenses if they're going to block Tamron and Sigma and everyone else.
Yeah, especially Tamron and Sigma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because all that Tamron and Sigma needs to do, that Tamron and Sigma already have the lenses designed. They've done it for Nikon. They've done it for Sony. You know, they just have to create a new mount, and I know it's not that simple, but you know what I mean? Like they could really hit the ground running.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's talk film. There's a couple of articles about film photography here. So Kodak Eastman have just announced and released 2 new films. 2? Yeah, it was 2.
It was 2. I think I've got them in. I just pulled up a different one that has less ads. And
good idea.
I think but I think it's got them separated into 2 different articles, but I can switch between them.
Yeah, cool. So basically the guts of it is that Kodak Ectopan black and white films have been released for 135 and 120, and in 100, 400, and is that 3200?
Yeah, the Ectopan is. Hang on, I'll switch this over to this one. Yeah, so
sorry.
Yeah, there's 2. So there's 2. There's Ectocolor and Ectopan.
And
Ectopan's the black and white one, which is 100, 400, and 3200 ISO speeds.
Yep. And then the Ectocan Pro Color Neg films, 160, 400, and 800 for daylight balanced color negs, which is cool. And I think it's good to see because we've seen a lot of, obviously brands like Lomography and CineStill are pushing out new film stock as they get their hands on it. But to see, an old school player like Kodak or Fujifilm come out with new stock, that's really reassuring for the market and the industry.
It is.
It means that they haven't completely abandoned film. They're still putting in effort.
Yeah, it's not actually something I would have guessed was going to happen, but shows how much I know about the film industry. But yeah, I thought they would be definitely just sort of working with, they've got so many great film stocks. I thought they would have just thought, you know what? It's not really the time to develop something new.
Yeah, well,
it's great to see.
But still, it is. Would you have a crack at these one day?
Yeah, but I've got 2 drawers of stuff that I'm like working my way through of like different things to try after Joel come on, and I bought a heap of new sort of things to try. So I won't be buying these for probably 6 months because I've got plenty of other things to give a whirl. So
fair enough. It'd be interesting to see what they're priced at too, comparatively speaking.
Once they make it to Australia, how expensive they are compared to the other things.
Yeah. And then in other film photography news, the folks at Petapixel did a video and an article, a review for the Lomo MCA 35mm film camera. They gave it really high praise.
Yeah, I had a close look at that a little while ago, that camera, and there was mixed reviews on it. So I actually haven't. I've read most of the article. I haven't watched the video yet, and that seemed very, very positive.
Yeah,
whereas some of the other reviews, were not so positive. So I sort of need to revisit it and see, because I think there's definitely a market here for there seems to be super cheap, almost reloadable disposables, basically.
Yeah. Yep. And you can pick them up at JB and Big W and shops like that.
Yep. Yep. And then there's like a few kind of in between ones, but it's hard to get a read on what's good. And then you just jump straight up into, and this is excluding everything secondhand, obviously, and there's tons of secondhand film cameras you can buy. But if you want something new, there's the Pentax 17, which is half frame, and then you just jump into like Leicas and stuff. There doesn't seem to be a lot in that. Like if I want to spend $800 on a film camera or $1,200 on a film camera, and I want something that's nice.
I wonder, it feels like there's a gap there, and it's really rare in this day and age to see gaps go unfilled for so long. And I think there's still a lot of fear about reinvesting in film, in developing new film cameras. The 17, the Pentax, wasn't it? 17? No, the Ricoh.
Mm-hmm.
What was the brand?
Pentax.
It was Pentax. Same thing anyway. That was a bold step, and it'd be interesting to know how well that actually performed compared to their expectations. Because I would imagine that all the other brands were looking very closely to see what happened in that space, but no one has stepped up to offer a competitor product or an alternative product. And there's such, like you said, there's such a big gap between sort of a maybe $300-400 film camera, then all of a sudden you're looking at several thousand, and there's just that big that big void there. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether this continues, this trend, and someone actually looks to fill that gap.
The top plate of this camera was one of the most contentious things, the big quote that they've put on there.
Yeah.
Which is an odd choice for for any camera really, to have that much writing and like a quote just kind of inscribed on the top of the camera when you look at it.
Yeah, odd
Very
choice.
Strange. Going back to film for a second, Exy's in the chat. What's up? Exy says, hello, Ecta color is portrait, by the way. So it's the same as portrait? What do you mean? It is portrait. Ecta color. But portrait doesn't come in. Oh, it does come 160. Okay. So what's the difference? 160, 400, 800. So
Yeah,
it's just portrait? Yeah, appears to be. Okay, this article says, appears to be rebranded versions of Kodak's extremely popular portrait films.
They've just renamed them.
They've been distributed by Kodak Alaris rather than Eastman Kodak itself.
Yeah. So Eastman Kodak is the original. Well, part of the original company that they didn't sell off when when digital cameras first came in and film collapsed. And then Alaris, they bought a big chunk of Kodak at some stage.
Right. Well, that's dumb. Okay,
it's almost like they're competing with themselves. Yep. So you can either get the Kodak Portra, or you can get the Kodak, the new one, the Ectacolor.
Right.
But they're the same thing. Not Portra, sorry. Well, anyway, you guys know what I mean.
Yeah. It's as confusing as you're making it sound. The releasing two competing Kodak brands of the same product, different product names. Yeah. Great question here from Seymour Bush. Can Greg show us his entire T-shirt?
Christ. I can. Hang on. I don't want to stand up too much. I don't have any pants on. No, that's not true. There you go. It's Astro Boy.
Nice.
How's that? Yeah.
Very cool.
Indeed. I thought it was fitting for tonight's toy photography theme.
It is.
Yeah.
Very fitting.
Thanks, boss. Final bit of news.
Yes.
The DJI Avata 360 was announced.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
No.
Have you had a look at this yet?
No. It's the Avata 360 has been. I mean, it's been out for a little while. Like,
I know it has too. Sorry,
but it's they're trying to. It's like, I don't know. So it's come out recently, obviously competing head to head with Insta 360s, or what do they call it? The anti-gravity.
Yeah.
Anti-gravity drone, which they sort of said was a separate brand, but it's basically it is Insta 360. It's come in way cheaper than anti-gravity from what I can tell. It's hard to see in here in Australia, but it comes with various remotes, whereas the anti-gravity only works with the goggles, whereas the DJI one can work with the more basic remotes, or if you've already got a remote. Unfortunately, mine won't work because it's one generation too old. If you have an RC2, it works, but my RC1 doesn't work. But if you had like a current gen drone that uses the RC2, you can just buy this drone only as an add-on.
That's cool.
Which is a big plus for DJI users to be like, I want to try this 360 thing, but I don't have to buy the whole setup again. I'm just adding a drone onto my existing controller.
For your fleet of drones.
To the fleet, a drone fleet. So things are heating up in the 360 drone world. I've seen videos of people flying them, and it does look like it would be fun. Like it actually looks almost like for me, because I'm not going to do like 360 fly through videos of stuff to make, I don't know, cool sequences or whatever. Like I'm not filming YouTube videos with that kind of footage in it. But it just looks like it would be actually an experience to fly it, wearing the goggles and being almost like you're flying through the world and you can look around and stuff. I would like to just try it. Maybe someone will buy one and I can just have a go.
Yeah. Yeah, drones never really interested me at all. It's just not my it's just not my bag, I guess.
Which is funny because you play video games and the controls are basically the same.
Yeah,
you'd be great at it. You'd be a natural. I'm terrible at flying them. I just run into trees all the time.
Yeah, no, don't buy this, Justin.
No. I think it would be easier having the goggles on and being able to see where I'm going rather than just watching the drone. Yeah.
Yeah, but it would take a while to get used to that, wouldn't it? Because it completely changes how you see the world. You're so reliant on your eyes to ground you and provide balance, and all of a sudden you could be flying crazy, aerobatics and
yeah,
I don't know.
It'd be cool.
I imagine it would.
And you can't hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
I think people can feel sick. I think.
Yeah,
I know I felt sick using the VR headsets, but so it's probably like that. Okay. Any more news?
No, that was it. It was pretty light on this week.
It was light on this week.
Yeah, not a lot going on.
Yeah, apparently Paul says zero interest in drones as well. David Skinner says he get vertigo and throw up. Yeah, I think Glenn Lavender's here. What's up, Glenn? Glenn says there's a great music video shot entirely on an Insta360 that really shows the possibilities of it. Was that shot on the handheld 360s or on the drone? But yeah, they're pretty cool. Just the post-production work is also something I'm not interested in. The footage ends up just sitting there. It's not even, they've made it very easy. It's just not something that I'm into, sitting there and trying to reframe what do I want this shot to look like. I'll start here and it'll pan across there and stuff like that. I'm just, I don't know. It's not the way I like to work.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough indeed. All right. That's it for the news. Let's get on to our next topic, which is gear talk.
Gear talk.
Gear talk. Right. So
let's start with your bag quest. I really want to find out.
Well, it's interesting, Justin. I keep flip-flopping on things. And I've bounced between researching camera slings because I like slings. I've got a good camera backpack, and I've got my everyday carry backpack for just getting out and about. It's not a photography bag, but I've been having a look once again at looking at the small hard cases for holding just a few bits of gear.
I believe they're colloquially known as a pelican case, Greg.
Yes,
to store pelicans in. So, okay, so you've gone. I thought you'd gone. What are you trying to achieve?
I don't know. I think I just want to spend money. To be honest,
yes.
And you don't have a car because you're a champion at it.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, but you don't have a car, so you've got all this extra money that we're all spending on diesel, and you're just like, you know what? Camera bags.
Camera bags.
There isn't ships full of camera bags getting stuck in the Strait of Hormuz.
No. They're all fine.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want something to fit
around.
Yeah, because you've got something small enough that you can take a camera and like one lens or one or two lenses. What's it called?
I've got this
Alpaca
little
or something.
No, I've got this little Cura soft pouch. Sorry, I'm terrible at the product showcasing, and it's just it's got a lucky strap in it.
Oh,
fancy that! Anyway,
winner.
It's a little fake suede pouch by Cura. Justin and I were talking about Cura last week because we met up for lunch, which was lovely. We had a pub meal, and we talked about camera straps. Funny that. And Cura in Japan is a company that makes camera straps. They also make these pouches, but they've been making camera straps for generations. In fact, their family, the same people who make the silk Cura camera straps, also made armor fixtures for samurais, for like not for cosplay, for real, like, hundreds of years ago,
For real.
when there were still samurais running around chopping people up. It's the same family. Anyway, so they make these, and I bought one of these because they're beautiful and I love their products. And I just carry my XT5 with my 23 millimeter in that, and I just dropped that into my Bellroy backpack. But I spent good money on a upgraded camera, a pro grade lens. I'm worried that I'm not protecting it enough when I carry it around, or even when I'm storing it. So I'm just playing around with different options as to how I'm going to look after it, because it's like when you buy a really expensive lens, or when I buy any lens, the very first thing I do in the camera store, if I'm in a store, is buy a protection filter and put it on the lens right there and then, because it's like an insurance policy against you cracking that front element accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
You spend $100 on top of you spend $100 on top of a $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 lens. You just add a little layer of security. And I'm starting to feel that way about the camera lens combo. I don't have the right receptacle. There's a word, receptacle for it. And so I've just been playing around with ideas around camera slings. I've looked at Wandered. I've looked at, I don't really want to go down the Peak Design path. Not a huge fan of their slings. Wotancraft I looked at, and even Bellroy, who's my preferred brand, my preferred supplier of EDC items. They have a camera sling. It's their only camera bag in their entire range, and it's a 10-liter sling it's padded, and it has dividers and all that sort of stuff. So I've just been looking at different options, but whilst also going back to my old routine of looking at camera cases, hard cases, to store it in. So
does that mean you're going to end up with both a soft case and a hard case? No,
I can't justify both. Yeah, it'd be one or the other.
Okay.
It more than likely will be a better bag just for my daily carry, because I am trying to take my camera with me wherever I go, and I need to have the best bag for that. Because I've, since getting this camera and lens, I've found that by having it with me all the time, I'm just constantly taking photos and experimenting and playing around with, image making. And that's a good thing that I want to encourage. I don't want to discourage it by not having the best possible bag. How's that for an excuse to buy a new bag?
You've convinced me. I definitely think you should. Greg Carrick's made a good point. You're not going to carry around a hard case, but I think that's for a different purpose. Greg 1 to Greg 2. I think Greg wants the hard case more for like store and organize all equipment,
all of my gear,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fits all lenses and bodies and stuff in this one case. And if I was traveling or something, I'd take that with me. Whereas the soft bag's more for like, you're out for the afternoon or the day or whatever. And
realistically, I'm not going to be able to afford the hard case that I would like to hold everything. They're just so expensive, and they're about to become more expensive. Because why?
The whole
Because they're made of plastic. And where does plastic come from, everybody? Go on, have a guess.
The ground.
Petroleum-based products.
Plastic trees.
Yeah.
Yes, petroleum-based products. So not ideal. Not ideal.
No,
David
not
Skinner
ideal.
says a tummy bag is great for a small camera and one lens while walking around. What exactly is a tummy bag?
Do you mean a fanny
David
pack?
Skinner says, no backpack required when you have a tummy bag. If it is a fanny pack or a bum bag, I've never heard of it called a tummy bag before. That's very interesting. Unrelated, Seymour Bush purchased a 24 to 72.8. That's nice. You'll need a large bag for that. Ooh, very, very nice.
Is that the
Rick
new
Nelson likes
Nikon one?
Seymour Bush is Canon, I believe.
Oh, okay. No, we all make mistakes.
Can't remember. Yes. Rick Nelson, I like the look of Wotancrafts. So do I. I have one. Hang on. I think this is like the Pilot 7 liter.
Yeah,
or
it is a
something
Pilot.
Like that. Yeah,
long have you
I
had
think
that?
you should buy a fair while, a couple of years. Long enough that they actually come now, and I've got to get one because this one's quite annoying. They had this kind of connector, to close the lid, which is fiddly.
Yeah.
But they now have a fidlock, which is much better. Because getting this in there, I didn't like that at all. But in general, the material's nice. The layout's not bad. It's not amazing. They tend to be slightly fiddly, but this size can actually fit one of my Canons with a lens mounted on it and another lens next to it. So it's decently large. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good in general. Nice. I don't like swivel straps on bags. I don't know why they do that, but they always do that. But otherwise, like it's good. It's high quality.
They're a bit pricey, the Wotan Craft. But they're often made with better quality materials.
It's Cordura fabric, so it's going to be like very, very durable and protect your gear. But who else has said here? Greg, if you want to try a cheaper alternative for the hard case, maybe the Tactics case from the Big Green Shed. Oh, you could do that. But it'll probably have...
I've got a couple of smaller ones from Bunnings. Actually, no, I've got bigger ones too. They were just very cheap. And I just use those for general gear storage. I don't have the dividers or anything like that. I've just, they're just dumping grounds for all the bits and pieces we collect as photographers.
Lisa Leach says, I struggled carrying a sling bag on Saturday around Melbourne. We'll be heading back to my Shimoda backpack. Yeah, it gets really tricky with sling bags. At a certain point, you've got too much gear to carry them comfortably for a long amount of time. Yeah. It's pulling on one side. It swings around. It's like at a certain size of kit, a sling bag is really not the best choice. And a backpack's much better, but worse access.
It's it is. I mean, the good thing about this solution, putting my XE5 in there and putting it into my Bellroy backpack, is that my Bellroy backpack I bought because I bought the most expensive, the most comfortable option because I've got neck issues, right? And so I got a really good quality everyday carry backpack, and I've got bits that I put in and take out of it when I go on walks or I go out to do shopping or out to do photography. I was just looking to see if there was something that was better suited to what I'm trying to do by really minimizing my gear, just having one camera, one lens in a bag with some spare bits and pieces to go out for a street walk or whatever it may be. So
one camera and one lens, you could definitely go a pretty small bag with your setup. A couple of quick comments before we move on from the bag section, unless anyone's got a good suggestion for stuff Greg should look at. Craig Murphy says, I don't think you can find the perfect bag/sling. Just pick something you like and go with it. Peak or Balroy, can't go wrong.
Good advice.
Lucinda says, it is good advice. Lucinda says, I just got a pretty great sling bag from Uniqlo bag for content making. Thanks. Not a camera bag, but you could put a cube in it.
Yeah.
David Skinner says a tummy bag is a bum bag that is to the front.
Aren't all bum bags to the front?
Which is funny because they're called bum bags. Interesting. Okay. So you rock the bum bag. I have one of the world's greatest camera bum bags in the Mindshift rotation backpack. That I swing around to the front that looks like a kangaroo pouch. But I've never tried just a traditional bum bag style thing.
Yeah.
I think all my gear would be too big for it.
I grew up in the 80s. I can't go back to bum bags. Okay. I swore them off for a long time. I had therapy. Like, come on.
You could try. You never know.
Nah.
What else did we want to talk about? So I want to talk about the fact that my Q3 was on the chopping block, but it's making a comeback. I got it back
tell us
from
about
a friend
that.
Who borrowed it. Well, a couple of things happened. We caught up in Melbourne, and I had been lusting after your XE5 for a while now, but I took the Q3 to Melbourne, and your XE5 was there with your beautiful new lens, and I was holding each of them, and the ergonomics for my hand, it was quite crazy how much better the Q3 fits in my hand than the XE5, despite I thought they would feel almost the same.
Yeah.
Just based on the fact that they're both kind of rangefinder cameras. They're a very similar size.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
And
just
you've got very
the
delicate little
things.
boy fingers. So, you know, I get it.
These are big hands. These are big hands. They're big mitts. They are. They're big mitts. And I don't even have a grip on the Q3, but for some reason it fits in my hand perfectly. And I remember the first time I went into the shop and picked one up and I was like, oh, this is why everyone always says these are great to hold or whatever.
Yeah.
But I never realized that, maybe it just is luck that it fits nicely in my hand and some other cameras don't. And I don't know, it's a big part of it because you got to be able to comfortably carry it for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what's interesting? When I picked up your Q3, what really stood out to make the difference was the thumb divot at the back.
Yes. That
I thought that was just a cool design element, but it actually adds so much control.
Yeah. And it's not, I don't have, because they sell I think for $9,000, you can get an extra thumb grip extension that goes in the hot shoe cover that's got a cool brass finish or something. I don't even have that. I've just, it's just the camera as it comes, no grip or anything. And it just fits in my hand. And so Denis says here, mate, get a grip. It's wild. And he means get a grip, not get a grip. But yeah, I don't think I would prefer the Q3 with a grip. I think if I was going to hold a camera with a grip, I would just want one of my Canons with a full proper grip that is big enough deep for my large mitts. Deep grip. The thumb grip is 459,450.
No, million.
100, anyway, a lot. Million.
It's a lot.
What am I reading? Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I wasn't even paying attention. I don't know. So that with the Q3, the ergonomics, I realized just how great they are for me particularly, not necessarily for anyone else. And then the update, which I did before I lent it to a friend, and then the firmware update, and I got it back and I got a chance to test it a bit more, and it actually focuses in continuous autofocus now. It doesn't just miss every shot, which is
that's good.
It's pretty impressive. It's still not blazing fast, but it's way better than it was. And now I'm going to have to really rethink, because I had written off the Q3 for the style of photography I do while I was traveling, for especially street style in Southeast Asia, that I like to move too fast for this to work. And I'm not really a set it at f8 and zone focus kind of person. That's just not how I do. I shoot at night too much and stuff to do that sort of thing. But I actually think I'm excited to take it away in May to Indonesia and give it another whirl on the streets, because I think it might work now. So that sucks, because I thought I was going to get to sell it and not have that money sitting there in a camera anymore. Anyway.
Well, I mean, look, it will always hold its value, provided you look after it. But
it's
if it works for you, then give it another crack. I mean, is that the only camera you're going to take away, like you did when you went to the States, or are you going to take another kit?
No, I'll take a Canon, one Canon body with, as I said, probably the 45mm 1.2 lens, which is so cheap, but that would kind of give me then I'd have a 28mm and a 50-ish mil, and then I'll probably take a zoomy and a wide of some sort. I'll take a bit more gear on this trip, because we don't need to travel minimally. It's not going to I don't have to watch what I'm packing as much, and I wouldn't mind having some options. And that actually brings me to my next part of the gear talk. The other thing that I'm thinking about spending money on is I'm tempted on one of these Insta360s the Go Ultras. They're like a little camera that's small enough to magnet on a pendant, because I've got a hankering to do. Yeah, and Brucey's got one. He says it's pretty good. And I've got a hankering to do some more POV photography videos. And I don't want the setup that I had that I was running when I did them, because it was winter here, so it worked out okay because I zipped a jacket up around it, but it was like a full gimbal. And I can't rock around Indonesia with that, in 30-degree heat. So Bruce says he digs his. So I've been looking at them. They're on sale at the moment. They come with a free ring remote. So you wear this little ring and you can just turn it on by pressing it with your thumb.
No.
So you can just start recording on this little ring remote.
That's insane.
So that's cool.
Yeah. How much is it roughly?
The kit that I want to get is $680, which I've just got so many little action cameras and stuff, and they just end up not getting used as much as I would like. And I'm trying to justify the fact that I'll make some videos and it'll be fun. It'll inspire me to get out and shoot. And then I'm like, I don't need more gear. And then I saw your article was called Less is More. And I was like, okay, this is probably a sign that I shouldn't buy this camera. But I really would have liked, and I've got cameras sitting around everywhere. So this is an excuse. But for the toy photography that I was doing, I would have liked to just have that thing just recording on my chest easily, and then just make a video out of it. But I could have done that with, a GoPro on a chesty mount or whatever, but it's all just extra stuff. This thing, you just put like the pendant around you. It's like a necklace thing with a magnet. Yeah. It just clips onto it. Just very easy. That's crazy.
So what are its limitations?
Well, the video quality is not great. And that's about it, really. Just, video.
Does it record audio?
It'll run out. Yeah. It records good audio. It's even got an optional, you can get a wireless mic, which I don't think I would need, because the audio that it records, it's because it's close to your mouth, it actually works quite well. If the camera's on your chest. Yeah, but if you were going to use the camera off your chest, it'd probably be good to have a wireless mic or something. But no, you just throw it on your chest and just cruise around the streets and take photos. And
you think you'd prefer that over... Sorry, go on.
Oh, Bruce says the video is pretty good depending on the settings. Yeah, it's not great video. It's probably equivalent to like a phone, I would say, like an iPhone. Yeah, okay. Maybe a good iPhone.
It's not terrible.
Yeah. No. What were you going to ask?
You would rather get that over a pair of the Ray-Bans with the camera, like the Cindy uses?
Because they only do vertical, those glasses. I want to be able to do stuff for YouTube if I do it. The glasses are definitely appealing for that kind of thing as well, but they're even worse quality.
Right.
And I think that tech's going to move fairly fast, so I wouldn't mind waiting a version or
couple
two.
Generations,
Yeah, I'm not in a super rush for it. It makes sense, but I just don't post much to social media. Probably should.
Yeah.
But I just don't.
Yeah.
Whereas the thought of being able to do an easy walk, say I go on an hour photo walk and then I cut that down to like a 15-minute video and insert the photos I took on the walk and it's just done. It's not, doesn't have to be in a punchy like 60-second reel or something with a hook and whatever they do on the social medias these days.
Oh, the kids these days. I don't know if you've heard about this. Yeah. But you can sell old camera gear to fund new camera gear.
I've heard of this strategy. It's an interesting strategy. I need to look into it more because I'm not quite sure how it all works. No, there's plenty of stuff I could sell. I've definitely got a 360 camera that is on the chopping block because I only use it for snowboarding. So it could go. What's Denis saying? My DJI Action 4 is a remarkable walk around camera. Yeah, so that's the thing. I've got a GoPro. I'm just too self-conscious to wear that while doing photography out on the streets. I just feel because I have to have it on if I'm going to wear the GoPro, I have to have it on like a chest mount, which is uncomfortable as it is. If anyone's ever worn a GoPro chesty mount, they're not. I'll wear it mountain biking, but I don't like it. It's not super comfortable at all. Yeah, don't know.
Well, that's tricky.
So
I weep for you.
Yeah,
terrible decision to make.
Well, let's all work on this together, guys, because the sale ends in 1 day, 21 hours and 33 minutes. The big smile sale at Insta360. So,
they're running out of names for sales periods now.
Yeah, I know.
Black Friday, we've got Boxing Day. What marketing department? Come up with some new names for sales. Big smile.
Yeah. The big smile sale. Yeah, it looks a little bit like Temu kind of style. Anyway, it's not. Yeah, it's not go there, but it's not the greatest advertising. But hey, I'll take. I mean, it's discounted. It's discounted $100, and they're throwing in this $80 ring thing. Remote that I may or may not use, and they're throwing in a tote bag that you can have if you want, Greg.
I like totes. Totes like totes.
A DuPont Tyvek tote. I don't even know what that is. Must be something fancy the kids know. Anyway, yeah. Lucinda says Ray-Ban Meta. Here you come. I don't know. I need it. I need them to do horizontal too. If I could switch between horizontal and vertical, I'd be in it to win it.
Yeah. Well, you could just turn on the side a little bit. Just make that your angle, literally.
That's the summary. That's the summary of the gear talk. Is the Q3 is back in? It's back at the forefront of my brain after hanging out with you in Melbourne. I'm excited to shoot with it again. I took some shots of my nephew jumping his electric bike off a dirt jump, and they were actually in focus. And I just put it into like human tracking, and it worked.
And it worked.
I didn't get every shot, but it worked. Yep. Whereas previously, like and because this was at f1 1.7, like testing it out. Jeff Oz Video says 360 cam is excellent for BTS in the studio. I bet, but it's just not my style. Haven't ever re-edited it later on. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Don't know. It's gone. Senior moment.
It's gone. Anyway, Q3's back for now. Q3's definitely coming to it's coming to Indonesia with me, and we'll give it its final test to see whether it's staying in the kit or going. And otherwise, your new lens was super cool. You seem to be loving that. It was nice to have a feel of that. It is heavier than would be ideal for an XE5, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not glued on. I don't have to. I've got other lighter lenses. Having said that, it's very hard to not shoot with this lens. Like there is something very special about this lens.
And that's where you know it's worth it, where you're like, oh, it's heavy. I'd way rather it be light, but I'm taking it. Anyway.
Yeah.
You've got the lightweight option. You can easily take that out instead. But if you're gravitating towards it, you know you're seeing stuff in the images that even if no one else sees it, but if it makes you want to take the photo because you're like, I know when I look at this on the computer, it's going to look amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that little bit of extra bit of inspiration. You got to take it when you can get it.
It's funny. One thing I have noticed, which I never used to do, is what's that phrase? Chimping, when you chimp at your images. You look at every image after you take it.
Do you zoom in to see how sharp it is? And you're like,
I just keep going into it. Yeah. It's like, oh, look at that. It makes me excited. It's great.
That is funny. I remember that every time I got a big like upgrade of a lens or something like that, you definitely do that way more. Because it's really satisfying. When I got the Nikon 105 1.4, you just run around at a wedding and shoot that thing wide open at 1.4, 105 mil, and then and it's so sharp, that lens, when it's on like a D850, and you just be punching in on the back screen, just like, oh. You're like, hopefully I'm not missing anything while I'm staring at the back of the screen. The kiss, the cake, the dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then you realize no one really notices the difference between that and just a 70 to 200. But whatever.
No, if you do, if it makes you happy.
That's right.
Yep,
that's right.
All right, should we talk toy photography? No, I have no other gear talk. I have nothing to offer.
Anything from the comments? No. Okay. Toy photography.
Alrighty. Toy photography. So just to recap for everybody, I've done toy photography on and off for a couple of years, more off than on. But more recently, because I've now got this macro lens, and I've got like, the flash and the diffuser and everything going on there, I thought, I'd give it another shot. And so Justin and I were talking, and I decided to write an article for the Lucky Straps blog about how to shoot toy photography and why toy photography is an amazing genre. If you're, if you live in a climate that sucks in winter, you don't go out much, but you really want to stay creative and stay ahead of your game, it's a great, simple genre to set up in a small space. You can order in some toys from Amazon, and, you don't need much gear, basically. And so, we wrote the article, and then obviously last week we talked about that a bit, and we decided to set a challenge, which has been super exciting because I've seen some people, as I said earlier, submit images and talk to me about this stuff with that sense of play and fun in their tone, which is lovely, because that's what trying a new genre should be. It should be playful. It should be fun. It should be something that you get excited about. And then the other day, a couple of days ago, I saw Justin's behind the scenes video that Yelena shot of him setting up his multiple, what did you have, like 4 different flashes? And he was getting right into it. All right. Sorry. I won't ruin the surprise. But just to sort of prime, get the toy photography lubrication, although that doesn't sound very good together. I thought I'd bring up some social media sites on Instagram, some accounts that I follow of, people that do toy photography at the very, very next level. And I wanted to share some of those with you before we get into looking at Justin and my images, and before we get into looking at your images, which is, why we've set this challenge. We wanted to see what you guys could do.
And don't forget, we're going to be looking at Denis's cool behind the scenes video of his image, which is pretty sweet. All right. Yep. What do you want me to bring up first?
Let's go
figures?
from the top.
Okay.
Who was first on that list? I can't find it now. Yeah, Father's Figures.
Father's Figures. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've got these backwards.
So this is David Valdez.
Yep.
On Instagram, it's at Father's Figures.
Yep. So we talk about next level. There's actually a behind the scenes video. The last post that he dropped is actually a little quick behind the scenes recap of a shoot he did years ago, and he wanted to reshoot it with a better quality model. And and often you'll see these behind the scenes kind of videos that go along with it.
Gosh, yeah, that's so much effort. Yep. Wow, it's in a snow tunnel.
Yes, yeah. So he often does this. He just builds a huge mound of snow and then just digs a tunnel out, puts some lights in it, or at the back end of it, put the camera at the other end. It's very cool.
What a way to spend a sunny day in the snow.
Yeah.
And then that's the final image.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So all of his stuff a similar theme? I haven't looked at any of these really.
Really Star Wars kind of sci-fi heavy, especially more so recently. He's done some Nintendo stuff. He does, Marvel and DC characters. He's even done a few with Godzilla, which are pretty cool. But yeah, he'll even use firecrackers and little smoke machines and you can get those little cans full of air and compressed air. Uses those to stir up dust below the model, so it looks like there's movement and there's action. But very cool stuff.
So cool. Yeah, so clever to have. He's got the fan. He's got like a spinning sparkler thing. We probably can't even buy them in Australia. Wow. Yeah, very impressive.
So that's who was that? That was Father's Figures. Next on the list is one of my favorites. This is Johnny, Sergeant Bananas. We were actually going to have him on the show last year, but it fell on the week of BFOP, and so I had to postpone it, and then he got busy and I got busy. So I'll look at getting him back on the show in the future. But he was the first toy photographer that I started following because he appeared on a show that I was watching. Now I can't think of who. Adam Savage. Have you guys ever know of Adam Savage?
Oh, yeah.
He used to host Mythbusters, and for a long time now, he's at his own platform called Tested. There's a website, tested.com. There's a YouTube channel. There's socials. Anyway, they got Johnny in. I think they went to his house and interviewed him while he was doing toy photography, and then they got him in a few months later to do another project with them. But his stuff is amazing. It's so cinematic. There's so much environmental effects going on: smoke, light, rain, mist, snow, everything in his scenes. It just create this beautiful kind of beautiful moment.
Yeah, it's look at the setups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so many different styles to his. He hasn't just got like one style. Everything's the dark, the dark look or the whatever. It's like he can replicate lighting from so many different movies and
but it's often fascinating seeing the behind the scenes stuff of like they will build these props. They will make little fake crumbling walls and create sort of little dioramas to put these figures into just to take this one shot. It's not just putting a toy in front of a camera and firing away. There's a whole lot of stuff to it.
I think the behind the scenes stuff really makes it for me, obviously because we're photographers, so it's cool to see how someone's done this, but it also in the world of AI, it also is really nice to see that you're like, okay, so it wasn't just, like this. Like you didn't just have the figurine and then you AI'd the background in there. You're like, no, the background is real, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Moving along, the next one is Manu Perspective. Mostly does Star Wars scenes with and I've got a few of these figurines. Which is what this one is. This is a Black Series Star Wars figurine, highly detailed, articulated, legs move. He's even got little doors on the front that open up and you can attach little arms to it. Yeah. But he shoots mostly.
What's something like that run, Greg? What's the cost of a little droid
$40
like that? Okay, so it's not like $300 toy or something.
No.
Okay.
No. And so a lot of these figures that he is using are Black Series figures that you can get at JB Hi-Fi, EB Games, or Amazon if you're into that sort of thing. And obviously he's got a very specific style. He's got this very much kind of in the middle of war, muddy, dusty, dirty, lots of haze and those sorts of effects. So he's really leaning into that sort of battlefront kind of style of toy photography. And because these figures,
I'm just thinking, because I know how long it played around for in just a quick, like it was just, nothing like this with the amount of detail that's gone into it. I'm like, I wonder how much time each one of these takes. Look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they're great because they are articulated in several points, but even then they're quite finicky, to get them.
They don't just do what.
No.
Yeah, they don't just do it. They're not. They're not little people.
Yeah, he's very great. Cool.
So, very much. He's compared to Sergeant Bananas. This is very much like it's mostly in one style, and the style is. Like you say, it's a trademark style.
Yeah.
That battle, dirty, dusty, muddy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Next one is Oz Toy Photography, Ryan. And he's got a mix of stuff. Yeah. He's got a real mix. He's not sticking to a particular style or theme. He's really mixing it up with his stuff, which is great. And there's also some, some comedy elements to it as well.
Yeah, I saw this one.
Yeah.
The road.
Yeah, he's not afraid to have a bit of fun with it, which is great. But you know what? If you do this for a living, the best thing is you can claim all your toys on tax. Huh? How good is that?
Well, if you make, if you can make some money out of it, do you reckon these guys wouldn't make money out of this, would they? Or would they?
Don't know. I don't know how they would, unless they were doing it for a specific, project for someone. But I don't think that would come up that often, especially not in the climate we live in now with AI.
Yeah, and just make it for nothing.
And that's where, AI can't replicate this stuff. It can come close. I know, I get that, but it doesn't have that personality that these sort of setups have, I don't think.
Well, the problem is though, then it can then it sees these somehow, and then it can replicate these.
Replicate them.
That's
yeah.
That's it could.
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't have the imagination.
No.
All right.
And then the final one, just have a quick squiz out before we jump into some of our photos, is Toy Photography Club. And again, just a mix, lots of Marvel and DC stuff, lots of Spider-Man. Love Spider-Man. But yeah, just
a few
more
dinosaurs
great
coming up tonight.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, great work.
But a mix there. There's some Lego, there's some pop vinyls, there's, a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I think my favorite out of all those was potentially, I think maybe Father's Figures.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or Sergeant Bananas. Both of those, they blew me away.
Yeah, they're very, very clever. And there's lots, I've got books here because I collect Lego. Sasha and I both collect Lego. We've got a crazy Lego collection, and we've also got a whole bunch of books about Lego. And I've got one book that is all Star Wars Lego shot like this, like with a cinematic kind of feel to it. It's really clever stuff. And people are burying their sets in the snow and in ice and in mud and sand, and just really leaning into it.
There's actually there's a Lego exhibition-y type thing happening in Bendigo at the moment, like an experience type thing with heaps of stuff going on. And it actually popped up the other day. Take your Lego, what are they called? Mini Lego men
minifigs,
out into the world around Bendigo and take photos and enter them in this photo competition around Bendigo. And you can win a prize of some sort. I don't think it was a large prize. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll enter something in that. And then I saw that it said, and then all entries agree to the photo being given up for use for promotional activities or whatever. And I was like, that's how they get you every time.
Feels like a scam.
It's not a scam, but it's just I think the prize was like a voucher or something, and I was like, I need a I don't know, I need a camera bag or something. Okay, where do we start? Do we start with? Do you want to start with your images?
Go on.
Where do you want to start?
Why not?
All right.
Let's start with mine. Right. So I showed you guys earlier my R2-D2 Black Series figurine. I just carried him around with me for the last week since we decided to do this. I had him in my bag with my camera, and whenever I was out and about and I saw some good light, because the images I shot for the article that's on Lucky Straps now were all created with artificial light, and I wanted to go out and just do some natural light outside shots. And so I didn't have any lighting. I just had my XE5 with the 23 1.4. And just when I saw a good opportunity or a good spot, I'd bring out R2-D2, put him in place, pose him, set up some shots. And again, I was just doing kind of environmental portraiture style stuff. So I didn't want to add in too many elements. I just wanted to keep it a really clean, simple image. And so, yeah, these are some of the images I took with the toy photography.
Now, in the Greg and I, obviously, because we do the podcast twice a week, every week, have done for 160 something episodes. We get the benefit of being able to make you guys see as many of our images as we want. But in the spirit of the challenge, Greg, is there one image that was the image for you?
Yeah, the one. Let me see what number it is. Ends in 7228.
7228. I'll flick through a few on the way to it, but just so we know. Oh, it's the last one. Yeah, cool. I'll flick through on the way too, because I'm interested to know, was it one of the last shots that you took? Like, did you work your way towards what you were looking for by changing all these different poses and moving him around? And
yeah, yes and no. I wanted to try a bunch of different locations. This was just what I saw walking from my house to Chapel Street to the supermarket to pick something up. And I think on the way back, I don't think I even took any photos. So it was just as I came across stuff on my walk. And this here is a concrete bench that's outside the supermarket. It's kind of a big, it's like a big donut with a planter in the top. And he's just sitting on the seat, and in the background, there were just some interesting shapes, and the light was falling beautifully. And I went with this, and I warmed it up a little in post just to make it feel a bit like sand, like that whole Star Wars, episode 1 was on Tatooine. It was a sandy planet. And I was just trying to sort of lean into that a little bit. Harsh shadows, long shadows, sandy planet, barren.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was
I think, it and the first ones have got the most, I don't know, fitting vibe for this character. This one particularly with that, like you say, that hot, you could just tell it almost looks like hot, this arid, full sun. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. I just really wanted to keep it really simple, So yeah.
Is there anything you do differently if you went out to do it again? Anything you learned through the process?
Anything I learned? Don't do this on a busy shopping day, because everyone looks at you like you're a weirdo.
Put it this way: did you prefer the process of going out and about and doing this in natural light, or playing around inside at home with full control of the scene using little LED lights and things like you did for your article that originally inspired the challenge?
It's a hard one. I like both, but I think I would prefer to focus on the natural light stuff. And again, that's kind of in the spirit of the article, that it was about, you don't need much to do this, just to have a bit of fun with it and try it out, which is why with the article, I just stuck with, toy portraits with a little bit of environment around them. I wasn't adding any bells and whistles. It was more about the toy standing out on its own. So, yeah.
Yep. David Leporati says, love the first and last images. Yeah, me too. Exactly. Those two really had something about them that fit this character, and they took a step further away from, the regular environment and into a different world, which I think is the point.
Yeah, I think that, you're right. And I purposely wanted to make the background, which is why I used the 1.4 lens, the background sort of blown out a bit, because I just wanted it to be really simple and not have too many elements in it. But all the other shots, they were, so, the ones where, if you can go back to the first photo again, please, Jay, just quickly. These ones. So that was just, there's a building just around the corner from me, and it's got like a kind of a shoulder height wall, and then there's a grate that goes up that steel bit above the toy's head. And I just got on a very sharp angle, just let the background disappear, add a little warmth at the end with a mask at the very end, just to add a little bit more of that sort of hot feel to it. And just let those two elements tell the story.
I love it. Great work.
Thanks, boss.
And very different. I love that you were able to come up with a completely different style from the ones from your article. So
yeah, and that's what I wanted to do.
In a couple of weeks.
I know. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, you should be. Can't
Should
wait
we take
to
a
see
look
the
at
next
yours?
lot. Yes. Should we do the
dying to
photo
see-
first, or should I show the behind the scenes first?
Behind the scenes first, but just on that, the reason why I didn't have any behind the scenes stuff is because there wasn't really much to show, and maybe I should have shown the broader environment, and I didn't think about it at the time. So next time I'll make sure I include behind the scenes stuff. But let's look at yours.
You did the behind the scenes for the
I guess for the article.
For the article. All right. I'll have to share. So I'll share this video, this quick behind the scenes video. I won't play the audio because I'll just talk you through it. So here's a quick video that Elena helped me shoot of the behind the scenes. So this is me saying, well, here's my setup. This is the backyard. That's Elena's fig tree, but I've had to put an umbrella in it to try and cut some of the harsh sun. And I'm saying, come with me down here, follow me. And then down here, you'll see the little Lego setup. Hang on, let me just pause this here. So I had to come up with an idea. I had a few different ideas. And then I asked my nephew for some Lego, and he actually built this setup, which you'll see in more detail soon. He built it. I haven't changed it at all, other than I changed the head and hat of the man to be more suitable for a photographer. And I actually gave him a longer Canon L series lens because he only had he had like a little pancake prime on his body, and he's actually a wilderness wildlife photographer. So I gave him an appropriate lens for the task. Everything else is as Vaughan built it. So Vaughan is definitely part of the creative process here. Okay. Where are we? Play on. So there's my little man. There's the Canon R5 Mark II with the Godox X3 Pro trigger on the top. And I'm using the 35 1.8 RF macro lens. That's a Godox V860. That's a Godox V100 towards the back right, and then a Godox AD200 back left. Godox AD200 in a strip box on the left as a fill. That's the AD200 at the back coming through sort of the back of the fig tree, if that makes sense. And as I said, the umbrella is there to cut. It was like in the middle of the day, I was getting sunburnt, to cut some of the light that was coming through. So I had a bit more control. And then I used the hose on mist to try and simulate some rain in the rainforest.
That's so cool. I'm so proud of you.
Sound. See?
That's so awesome. You spraying all your camera gear.
Anyway. Yes, I've got some more. I've got some more photos I can show you of the camera gear. Okay, so we'll go back to the photos. I ended up taking 300 photos, which is way more than I thought. Here's some more behind the scenes stuff. So, where are we? That's a wet camera. The X Pro 3 touchscreen trigger is really nice to see your settings. This is the Godox X Pro 3. Yeah. But it is not as good when it's wet because the water droplets start changing flash settings. So just FYI on that. And also it's just more fiddly to adjust things than buttons and dials. So touch isn't always better. Always better. But the screen is very nice. So yeah, they're the flashes. Yeah, it got wet. It got real wet. Okay. So now for the actual photo that I picked. Is this going to be the right one? Who's going to know? I'm going to need you guys' help anyway. But anyway, this is the photo that I chose.
Oh, that is so awesome.
This is a photographer in a rainy jungle I wanted it to be cinematic. That's why it's in the 16:9 ratio. And I could have gone further into proper cinema, but I shot it in camera so that I knew what I was trying to do. And the whole thing with this is I didn't realize it. I don't know if Vaughan even realized it, but it was he's searching for something. He's searching for the perfect photo, the elusive wildlife photo that he's out in the jungle to find. And he doesn't realize that the magical moment is happening right behind him where the monkey's picking fruit off the tree and eating it. So that's the story.
All that big camera gear and you still miss the shot, boss.
That's right.
Something in that for you. But no, that's right. Insanely good. That is so clever. Well done.
So it took a while.
Really happy
and if you'd like to see,
that's awesome.
I'm pretty happy with it. I think there could be better. I could have done better. If you'd like to see, so this is the raw shot. So you can see, like, editing wise, I removed a highlight from a leaf behind the monkey because it was really bugging me. Cropped it to 16:9. That was actually done in camera, but Canon RAW saved the full file. So and then obviously just color editing, but that was it. So,
that's amazing. And Vaughan has seen this?
He has. He's seen a few of them. All right. So final thing, just to take up all the time of this show. So like, this is the show about me. I'm going to blast through really quickly a selection of some of the shots from like first setup to getting to that shot. But I won't, so like this is kind of where it started. And then adding in different foliage, moving lights around, changing lighting, trying different spray techniques because some of them looked like too much like droplets. The camera kept getting wet. The monkey in some of them when I thought it was going well, but the monkey had like huge amounts of water on him that looked like this.
Oh no!
So it just looked bizarre because it did. You're like, that doesn't look right. It was a lot I had to keep wiping the monkey down. Anyway, so.
It's a big day when you have to keep wiping your monkey down, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool. You should be really happy with that.
So that's me.
Phenomenal. Well done. And the chat reflects that. Everyone's very, very, very stoked. Let me just go through a couple. Oh, Seymour Bush called you Uncle Arthur in your video. I thought that was appropriate. Denis, so great. Tweek Productions, crazy setup, so cool. I really need to learn how to use flashes. That would have helped with my photos. Denis chimed in with another one. Damn, who's that? David Leporati. Wow, Lucinda, nice work, boss. That is cool. We're all getting green with envy. You're on fire tonight, Crackers.
Green with envy, nice one.
Damn, Justin, that's so mad, awesome sauce. Craig, good. Yeah, it just goes on. Lots and lots of praise. Well done. That's great.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Should we do, let's break it up a bit, shall we? We'll do a few and then we'll do Denis's and then we'll do a few more. Yep. Just to break things up a touch. Why not? Helena says, hope Juzzy shows Vaughan's photo submission too. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. I'll work on that while we're going.
All right.
Vaughan actually did one as well.
Oh, that's cool.
That got submitted. I'll work on it. I'll work on it while you're reading one of them out. All right. Let's go to who we got first. Do you want to read out Jon Latimer?
Yeah, Jon Latimer. G'day, John. Thanks for submitting an image. Hey, guys, thanks for the kind words on my photos I sent in last week, so the previous week. Really appreciate it, and I'll send in more in the future. Awesome. One of my other passions before photography is miniature painting. So this week's challenge is right up my alley. I enter miniature paint competitions a few times a year, and this is a figure I painted last year and got a highly commended for my entry. The whole figure stands around 7 centimeters tall. This photo taken with a A7R3 with Sony's 100 macro lens. Backdrop is the cover of a board game. Very clever. Lighting is my paint desk work light. and model light on my Godox 863 flash, edited on Lightroom Mobile. I'll also attach some progress photos of my painting before toning down the undertones, and the entry image is for this week, is the finished painting I entered for the comp. Love the show. Take care. Awesome, John.
So yeah, this is nuts. That level of detail is crazy. And then when you see that, so this is the painting, the behind the, like the progress shots.
Yeah.
And then there's also a BTS shot too here with the, like, how clever using the background, the board game. It looks so, like, look at that. It looks so real.
Yeah.
Well, like real, like a movie reel, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's very cool, John.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Well done. Very well done.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's, yeah. When I saw that one come through on the email, I was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
I have to step my game up. Okay. Number 2. Where are we?
Yep. David Skinner.
All right. David Skinner says...
All right. Do you want me to read it out, or are you going to do this one?
Yeah. You read it out while I finish doing a couple more things. Thanks.
All right, cool. This is Teddy on his bike, 71 years young, but Rita made him a new outfit with a hat, as when she was a little girl, she thought Teddy was cold. Oh, that's so cute. So she put him in a bit too close to the heater and burnt all his scalp fur off. It's gold. Her dad stitched him a new scalp. Gosh, he's been through a bit, hasn't he, Teddy? Her dad stitched him a new scalp, and the hat covers the bad Teddy surgery. Taken with the Nikon Z7 Mark II, 70 to 120 at 115, ISO 160, f16, 1/60th of a second, I'm sorry. The bike is an ornament I keep on my desk for display. The other photos show how I did it. Firstly, I held the ornament bike in front of my eyes, in front of my real bike, leaning upright on a hedge, moving forward till they were the same size, one behind the other. By measuring the distance on the ground between the two bikes gave me the perspective of scale where I had to put the toy bike on a box relative to the road.
That's so clever. So real bike, and then because it's actually way smaller than, you know, when you see this, I'm like, oh, that must be a pretty big Teddy. But then when you see that, it's tiny.
Yeah, it's tiny. Yep. That's very cool. I had to lay on my back. Yeah, head against the steps rail in the direction of the box to get Teddy on the bike as if he was riding on the road. Some cloning to get rid of the box and to remove sticky tape holding everything in place. Lightroom did a reasonable job, but not perfect, but that doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. Had fun. Thanks, Greg, for the inspiration. And then there's a second email that came through with the behind the scenes, I think. Oh, no, there was a second image.
So another image come through on an email, which I'll show just because it's pretty crazy. He just said, I've already put an image in, but if you have time or another time, this is one of my favorites created using Photoshop on an Otways Creek landscape and 2 of my wife's ornaments that I could see a story to create titled Homeward Bound. And so, yeah, I thought it was interesting because it's such a different approach to trying to do something similar. Like one's very much just perspective and kind of using, I guess, the trick of the camera to try and, you know, with this one to try and make it look to scale and all that sort of stuff. And then this one, it's more about creating a story with your imagination and using Photoshop to craft it together and piece the scene together, obviously with photography as well. But just 2 different approaches to the same kind of thing. Yeah.
No, amazing.
Well done.
Magical. Love it. Well done.
Magical. All right. Up next. Who do we have next?
Craig Murphy.
I think Craig Murphy is next. All right. I'll read out Craig's.
All right.
So what do you do when the when the weather has you completely bunkered down on the Victorian coast for a few nights? Naturally, you take up the challenge from one of your favorite photography podcasts and photograph a toy. Step 1, head into town and definitely don't buy the most expensive toy in the shop. It has It has Lamborghini Countach vibes, so it feels feel justified. It's a very understanding partner. Well, that's good. Step 2: rummage through the car in sideways rain to find the lume cubes you swear you packed, along with some string lights you forgot about until now. Step 3: set it all up inside the camper trailer while 40 to 60 km/h winds try their absolute best to relocate you to Tasmania. Attempt to keep everything still, fail. Try again. Then finally, time the shot perfectly between gusts that feel like they're about to tip the whole camper over. Fun times. Anyway, a fun little challenge and a good way to pass the time while being weather-bound. Hope you enjoy the shot. Taken with the Olympus EM1X. I know how much you love Micro Four Thirds. With the 17mm f1.2 Pro lens, FL 600R flash, and 2 OG lume cubes. I've included a behind-the-scenes shot as well. More for you and Greg to laugh at. And that is this one.
Hey.
I love the beer in it. That's that's exactly this kind of photography challenge. We're like, all right.
Yeah, you had a beer sitting down next to you. I saw that.
I did have a Corona. Yeah. I started off with just a soda or something, and then halfway through I was like, oh, it's hot. I need a beer.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I love this.
Well done, Craig. Yeah.
I love the street lights. And then that's sweet.
Yeah, it's really cool. Well done. Gosh, just from rubbishing stuff from your car. That's awesome.
Yeah. He says, needed a beer.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wrong one. Needed a beer. And then Tweek Production says, just shows you can do this type of photography anywhere. It really is that like a thing that you can just do as a, like you could even constrain yourself to one toy or something and just be like, all right, what can I do with this today?
Yeah. Well, I now keep this guy in my camera bag. So when I get my new camera bag, if I do,
I was going to say, new camera bag. You could have 3 of them.
I'll get another one. Yeah. See, Justin, you know me. He's just always in my bag now. And if, the right spot, the right inspiration. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, there you went.
Oh, here I am.
Then I set him up and take a shot.
Set him up and take a shot.
Set him up.
All right.
Who's next? Oh, I've been looking forward to this one.
All right.
Do you want me to read this? I'll read this one. David Leporati is in the house. Please find attached my photo for toy photography and behind-the-scenes images. Image 1. Razor Quest, turning and burning. I built and painted this small-scale model of the Razor Quest about 18 months ago and have planned to photograph it, but never did. Greg's toy photography in last week's episode and the article on Lucky Straps, as well as a petapixel story on cinematic toy photography, inspired me. I decided to have the model flying through clouds, and so used cotton wool balls built up around the model and over the wings. And then we'll get into the behind the scenes in a moment. So let's have a look.
Oh, hang on. You didn't tell me it wasn't up on the screen. You've been reading all that out. Sorry. There it is.
Well,
oh my gosh.
I'm reading. You had one job.
Sorry. The people watching are like, what are we looking at, guys? There is the image. How good.
That's amazing. I love the jet trails at the back.
It's nuts.
All right, let me read. I know we've read image 1, haven't we?
Yeah, so the next bit goes to the behind the scenes. I just want to make sure everyone's had a chance to digest this.
That's so photo. Cool. And the way that the light blues and darkens towards the back, I love it.
When I first saw this, I was like, how much of this is edited? Because it looks edited. And then once you see the behind the scenes, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you should have known better than to doubt David Leporati actually made the whole shot.
There was no doubt, because editing in this style of photography is part of it. That's the thing, is I don't have the skills to do what the guys do that take it to that next level where it looks real, But all right, you ready?
Let's go to image 2, Razor Quest, behind the scenes, turning and burning. Oh, it's tiny.
Yes, that's the first thing that blew me away. I was like, oh, it's one of those really small. I'll see if I can zoom into some of this and move around the screen.
And I'll read. The image was shot using, of course, a Fujifilm X-T2 and a Nikon AF 20mm lens. on a kip-on tilt-shift adapter set at the lens at 12 degrees tilt down. Okay. This lens tilt technique enabled a medium aperture, f8 to 11, with the focus depth of field running along the top of the model and requires no focus stacking. That is so clever. Exposure, half a second at f11, 400 ISO, daylight white balance. The lighting was an LED panel at 3400K, warm and small LED blue on the back behind the model. I think what's even more impressive, well, equally impressive, is the behind-the-scenes images.
Yeah,
like they're framed and shadow dropped and everything.
So okay. This is what we need to dig into. So going back through, so the lens tilt technique enabled a medium aperture of f8 to f11 with the focus depth of field running along the top of the model and requires no focus stacking. So there's a tilt shift adapter in here, or a tilt adapter, I guess, not a tilt shift adapter. No, it is a tilt shift adapter. Yes, keep on tilt shift adapter. Set at the lens at 12 degree tilt down, and so you've got this increasingly wider depth of field, like that expands away from the intersection point of the lens plane and the camera sensor plane, which I think I understand how it works, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's sort of like allowing it to run further along the tilted, because the actual craft is tilted, the tail's tilted away from the camera. Yeah, it's nuts.
That's incredible.
I would have just cranked it up to f22 and been like, well, that's the only way I can do that.
Yeah, no, don't buy a macro lens, Justin. It'll be wasted on you.
It's actually, do you want me to read that down here at the bottom of the here? It says the Scheimpflug principle, I think I'm reading that right, allows you to achieve an extended depth of field by tilting the lens or camera so that the lens plane, subject plane, and image sensor plane intersect at a single point. The depth of field area will change dramatically. It will change in a wedge shape. The wedge is narrow at the wide open apertures and a wider wedge at stop down apertures. And then there's a final fourth shot of this, a fourth diagram, basically showing how you can have a narrow depth of field running along between those two subjects, and then at f8 and then at f16 everything's in focus, but then showing, so here we've got camera sensor plane, lens sensor plane, and then you can see the wider and wider plane of focus depending on what aperture you've chosen.
That's insane.
Yeah,
amazing.
I'd never played with that technique. Don't even have a tilt shift adapter, but now I'd like one. But
amazing.
Look at that photo.
I know. That's so cool. Very cool.
Epic work. No notes, as they would say.
No notes.
All right.
Thank
we'll
you,
do
David.
one more, then we'll do Denis. What's
right.
that? Yeah, we'll do one more, then we'll do Denis. So David, Jamie Vanden Brink, Tweek Productions. Thanks for the theme this week. It helped me get the creative juices flowing. My image is called The Perils of a Macro Photographer, as an homage to myself and others who have found themselves a bit up close and personal with our beloved creepy crawlies. This St. Andrew's cross spider has been hanging out in my backyard for ages, and I thought he could help me out with my adventurous minifigure, Mike the Macro Photographer. I'm a Lego addict and have many sets I could have shot, but I thought it would be fun just to take one figure and put him in the real world to tell a funny story. Just hung him up from a piece of black cotton to place him in the web, and the spider just came to him. Shot on my R5 Mark II, 24 to 105 LIS f4 and a Photix M200 LED panel, 1/400th f16 ISO 12800. fair bit of denoising because I wanted depth of field, but it was worth it. Oh, it was worth it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. So clever. Such a good story too.
Yeah. Mike the macro photographer.
Yeah.
I can't believe how I had to look at this a fair few times to see if it was this photoshopped in or whatever, because I was just like, that can't be a real spider the same size. Is that real?
Yeah.
But it is. It's awesome. And I think it's the fact that the expression as well. I didn't even know they made Lego people with that expression of terror on their face.
That's awesome. I love that so much. Yeah. Oh, now I want to do more shots with Lego.
Yeah, Lego is great because they got some little hands and stuff. You can do some stuff with them. Yeah, it's fun. And also because they're so small, it really does get into the macro. The only lens I used was the macro lens. Although this is impressive, 24-105. So you got nice and close. Well done. His face is Emmett from the Lego movie. That's awesome. David Simmons says, haha, great. Felicity Johnson says, that is brilliant. Craig Murphy, nice fun shot. David Leporati, love it. And Denis says, haha, that's amazing. Scary as all shit. Speaking of Denis, we'll go to his image next. Before we do, we'll do a quick callback. David Leporati says, the lens tilt technique is used by landscape photographers when shooting with a large format view cameras or tilt shift lenses on medium format, SLR, DSLR, and mirrorless cameras. Right.
I've never heard
the same technique. Yeah, me neither. But I guess it is the same as using a normal tilt shift lens to get more in focus. But I've never seen it used on that style of.
I've never seen it explained that way.
Shot. No, never.
Bananas.
Never.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring up Denis's. Where is Denis's video? Because it's awesome. Add to stage. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear this. If you can't, let me know. Here we go.
Hi everyone, Dan here. Well, this week was a bit of fun. I listened to the Camera Life podcasts, and each week there is a photography challenge, and this week was toys. So I broke out some light painting tools I've had around for years, a very small scanner, and the smallest light painting tool I've ever made, and I got them out and had a crack. It was pretty challenging. Being smooth with a very small tool is hard, but after about 190 shots, this is what we got, and it was so much fun. Turn the lights off, put some music on, and have a crack. Macro is hard, shallow depth of field, but I think you'll agree the results were a huge amount of fun. Thanks for coming along. Peace.
How freaking cool.
I know. It's just, when I watched this video, I just sat there with this, shit-eating grin on my face. I was so delighted to see Den doing this. The way that he scaled everything down. And actually, he sent us a behind-the-scenes photo. Was that yesterday? At some stage on the weekend.
I've got it, and it's ended up in someone else's folder. Hang on, let me just find it. I've got a behind-the-scenes shot and his actual shot that he wanted to send in, and it's gone. 1 second.
All right. So
I'll pull it up.
While Justin's doing that, I'll read out Denis's comments with the image. Bloody hard to pick one. I didn't get it finished last night, but have a sick behind the scenes video coming, which is what we've just watched. Sorry about the vertical behind the scenes pick. A7 R4 Tamron 90mm macro f9. Is that 16 seconds? All hand lit and micro light painting tool. That's phenomenal. So very clever, Denis.
There we go. I knew there was something going on. All right. I'm back. Here comes Denis's image. Ta-da. Ta-da. That's the one he chose.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I want to see all of them though, Denis. There were some great ones in that video. There's so many good ones. Can't believe you took 100. So if you took 190 shots, so I took 300 shots, but mine were at 200th of a second or some down to 100th, whereas yours were at 16 seconds. That's a lot more time. That's a lot more. That's a lot of work.
We do know Denis doesn't do anything by halves. So,
No.
That's incredible, Den.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's epic. Now, let's see if this behind-the-scenes photo is going to work. There it is. Yeah, look at his setup. Cover the video. So 3 cameras and the little light painting tools. How good is that?
So clever. So clever.
Yeah. Yeah, freaking awesome. Okay.
All right.
Well done, Denis.
Yep.
We are on to Rick Nelson.
No, Maya Hall I've got next. Hang on, am I missing someone? Oh, I've skipped a page. Sorry.
Yeah, you've skipped a page.
My bad.
Yeah.
Rick Nelson. Yeah.
Rick Nelson, coming right up.
Do you want me to read this one?
Go for it.
I pulled out a pop figure I have this week with a couple of old lenses I had floating around the shop to bring the photo together. I shot using the high key filter settings on my S5 Mark II, and this is all straight out of camera. The reason is I've been doing the 52 frames challenge for years now and only missed 1 week in 4 years, and this was a perfect opportunity to do both at once. Very cool.
I really enjoy that you've included some camera gear. That was one of the things I wanted to do. I was trying to think could I use, like really teeny tiny, like Lego or smaller toys with camera gear as kind of the scene, but have it look, say like Star Wars, and it's like the a lens element is a big, I don't know, glass thing, and so you try and use it where you can't really tell that it's camera equipment.
Yeah,
because it's up so close. That was one of the ideas I had. But yeah, this is sweet.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And so it said in here, didn't it, that you use the high key filter setting and it's straight out of camera. That's nuts.
Yeah,
that's really impressive. Yeah, as a JPEG, that is crazy. Well done.
Yeah. He's added here, I tried to shoot through the lenses with my macro lens, but it wasn't working to how I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always, you have these ideas. I had a ton of ideas, and then once you start sitting down in the backyard and trying to make something work, and you're like, oh, no, that doesn't work. You just have to figure it out. That's what's fun about it. I didn't know what was going to work and what was going to have to be adapted, and that I enjoy that style of photography where you're not sure if you can pull it off, or where you have to try and change your strategy later on.
Yep. Wonderful.
Epic work.
Wonderful. Who we got next? Paul
Carpenter. Bit of World War II action. Image title is Battle of Little Britain. Here's my quick and dirty toy image along with the accompanying behind-the-scenes shot, all done on an iPhone 15 as I'm supposed to be studying for an exam this afternoon. As a kid, I made World War II airfix aircraft models all the time, and I just happened to receive this Battle of Britain kit consisting of a Spitfire and ME-109 as a present a few years ago. These are the first I've made in nearly 40 years. I placed the models on top of a ladder on their display stand with a blue sky in the background and took some iPhone shots. I tried macro mode, but depth of field was too shallow, so just stuck with the normal camera. Edited them initially in the Apple Photos app to remove the background and propeller blades with a cleanup tool, then used Snapseed to burn in some prop blur with a brush, and then finished with a vintage Technicolor film simulation to mimic the original 1969 war film. Thanks for the challenge. I can certainly see how much potential there is for this genre of photography when using high-end lenses and Photoshop. Yeah, To do it on a phone is next level.
But that looks amazing. Oh, what?
Yeah. Yes, that's the
so
like
cool.
before. How good's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
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 That's sweet.
That's so cool. And the fact that it got you to build models that you hadn't done that sort of thing for decades is just incredible. I love that. I love that for you.
Yeah. Oh, look, everyone's blown away with the spinning props.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know how you would on a phone. That's nuts. Rick Nelson thought it was real planes for a second. So cool.
As soon as it came up, I thought, oh, hang on, is that the wrong image? But then I realized that they were toys. It's like, how are they toys? It's so cool. Well done. Awesome work.
Yeah, freaking epic work. And well done getting it done too when you're not supposed to. That's how everyone should do things. When you've got more important work to do, take a break and do some photography. Because
toy photography.
Yeah. All right. Greg Carrick.
Yep. So Greg Carrick. Toy-rassic Park. Deep in the wilds of Mount Evelyn. In a land before time. Fujifilm X-T2. Tokina 11 to 16 mil at 15 mil. 1/125th shutter. ISO 100 at f2.8.
Epic. Greg actually sent in a different photo, and I said, "Oh, sorry, we got the toy thing this week," and he was like, "Hold the line," and then like not long later, this come back into my inbox. I was like, "Well done, well done."
That's cool.
So it got out and made it happen.
Yeah,
I
love it. It's got a real sense of play to it as well. You know, like it could be a scene. Or it could be some kids' toys left out in the backyard. You know, like it's that whole, where's the scale? You know, it's great.
Yeah.
Well done, Greg. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to buy some dinosaurs.
Yes. I think dinosaurs could be very fun.
Yeah.
Because
very cool.
Yeah. Just, you can take them all around anywhere. Yeah. And then you can even do them in cityscapes too, as like Jurassic Park 4, Jurassic Park 5.
And have Lego figures running away from them with that screamy face.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't.
Okay. Okay. Maya Hall. Hey, Maya.
Hey, Maya.
Maya says, not my toy, but I wish it was. This is a section of an artwork Once Upon a Time by Lee Wei from an exhibition, The Hooligans, currently on at White Rabbit Gallery, Chippendale. The work shows future world leaders imagined as life-size children playing on military toys in the playground. You might enjoy guessing who this future leader is. I hope you don't mind this lateral approach to the brief. Taken on week 3 of our version of Photography Walks for Wellness, inspired by Craig Wetchin's episode and Greg's street photography. Oh, that's cool. Gallery and museum make perfect stops for our walks, providing excellent toilet facilities. Taken on my Nikon Z6 III 40mm 1/6 of a second f9 ISO 1000. We definitely don't mind you taking a lateral approach. I actually thought there'd be more potential.
Yeah.
You know, like more people that are sort of like thinking outside the box with what toy photography is. Not that I don't mind that everyone's embraced the toy side of it, but yeah, definitely. You can take any theme you can take and make it what you want to make of it, I think.
Yeah.
So this looks like a crazy exhibition.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
It's a very clever idea.
And I love the mood. Yeah, I love the mood of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So well done.
Very good.
Thank you for sending in an image. Keep them coming. And then from Maya Hall to Jon Hall.
Hey.
Now, Jon Hall says, I wasn't going to bother this week since I don't have any toys in the house. However, toy means different things to different people. And it occurred to me that I do have a few toys. They're just full size and live outside. So here's one of mine. Taken on the Z6 II with 24 to 120 f4s at 24mm f8 1.6 seconds. ISO 100, lit using a couple of LEDs with quarter CTO gels and the head torch. Used a remote shutter and a 10-second delay to set the shot up. That's clever.
That head torch is a great idea. Obviously it works well there, but even for toy photography, just to add that little bit of fill, you can just literally look where you want the light to go.
And just move it with your head.
Yeah.
You could put like outrigger arms on your head, like a key light and then a fill light and then
a couple of soft boxes.
And then just get really clever with imagine what Denis could do with this. Imagine, what do you reckon Denis how he would do if he had to attach a light painting tool to his head? Can you imagine him trying to move around the scene to do, a full-sized?
I could. Yeah. I can imagine Denis dancing ballet quite proficiently. He just has that. He has that grace to him.
He has that grace. Well, Jon, I love that you did this. I love that you took the time to set everything up, light it, gel the lights to make it warm, but then have the slightly cooler, like the daylight balance head torch provides a focal point in the center on the engine. I think that's, very well executed and great idea with toy photography.
Yeah. Great interpretation of the genre.
Yes, absolutely. And we welcome it. We have one final last-minute entrant, and that is former host, sometime one day coming back when I can convince him, Grant Fleming. I've been hassling him all weekend to take a toy photo, and he says, "This is what 2 minutes gets you before your 2-year-old grabs their toy back. I'll do better. I'll do better next time."
Well played.
I think you did great.
I think you did great
Is
too.
this rain? Is that what am I seeing there? Is that rain? Is it like, what is this? Is it editing or is it real?
That's cool.
Also, you're buying a 2-year-old like a creepy velociraptor type hybrid?
Oh, stop it. Kids love dinosaurs.
Oh, okay. These are the scary ones though. Look, its teeth are out.
Yeah, it is pretty scary.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Grant, for making it happen.
Grant.
I'm glad you
Appreciate
did.
the effort, mate. Yeah.
Well, I think actually that's the last one. Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
that
everybody,
is the last
for taking up the challenge.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I feel incredibly humbled by just how serious you guys all took how seriously you took the art of play. So you're right. You're having a conniption.
Yeah, Bruce just reminded me. What about Vaughan's photo? God, I'm glad Bruce is here. Vaughan would have killed me.
Vaughan's photo. Sorry,
So finally, Vaughan's photo. So first of all, thanks again, Vaughan, for making my photographer, I don't know what you call this, Lego-rama, little Lego set that I could just plop into my background.
Nice teamwork.
So Vaughan used the, Greg will love this, the Fujifilm. What do you call these things?
Instax?
What's it? Instax, that's right.
Instax, yeah.
To photograph a Lego spaceman on the moon. I believe this is paper towel for moon texture. And they attempted to do a photo of the, I guess a scan, but it didn't really work out well. The resolution on the Instax doesn't hold up to a high res scan. So I think this actually works better for the submission.
Yeah.
So well done, Vaughan.
Good job, Vaughan.
I gotta get him a better camera.
Yeah. And some more Lego.
Maybe one day. Oh, he's got a lot of Lego. But yeah, you can always have more Lego.
Yep.
Definitely. It's got the vignette. Hang on, let me bring that back up. Is that just part of Instax? They all have that natural the vignette around the outside. It actually really makes this photo.
I mean, the lenses on them aren't really, they're not Leica quality. They're pretty basic, some of them.
Felicity likes it, Vaughan. Well done, Vaughan.
I like it. Well done. Thank you so much.
A lot of questions in the chat about challenge for next week. Look, I don't have one planned.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. I would like to do another one. I don't know if we can do them in a week. I think a week turnaround is a tight timeline for. We don't want to burn you guys out, but also we got to try and keep the show not too tricky either. I don't know.
Why don't we give it next week? We'll just keep it open. Justin and I will have a chat, and we'll think of something new for you guys, and that we too can have a crack at.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and it is Easter Monday. It is Easter Monday. We probably will do a show, but I think if you want to do one, Greg, I'll probably be able to do one, but we'll keep it pretty chill. We might not even have much planned. So don't send in too many photos or anything. And we'll try and think of a challenge. Maybe we can announce it on next week's show for the following week. If anyone has any ideas for themes or anything like that, comment below after the show. Leave them in the main comments after the show. And we'd love some ideas for future challenges. We've been brainstorming, but we'll come up with some more because it was really fun. It got me outside, got me out in the backyard. It's a good time.
It was
Who wouldn't set up 4 flashes to take a photo of one Lego guy?
Yeah. And douse all your camera gear in water.
Yeah. I can handle it. Someone's got to test it out.
That's right.
Yeah, wow. Okay. That was a great show. Thanks, everybody.
It was a great show. Yeah. Just before we tie up and bring this episode of the Camera Life podcast to a close, I just want to remind everybody that we do this live twice a week. Every Monday evening, we have our random photography show that starts at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, or Melbourne time, if that's easier for you to look up, where we talk about industry news, we talk about what's going on the socials, we do your photos like we've just done tonight, along with a bunch of other stuff. And then every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, once again, we go live with interviews of Australian and international photographers to, bring to light their craft, and in the hope that it will inspire you guys to do more with your cameras. This coming week, on Thursday, we have a veteran in the industry. Art Wolf is joining us. Art is, he wears so many hats. He's an educator. He's a conservationist. He's a photographer, landscape, nature. He does workshops. He does tours. He's a published author, has his own publishing house. He's done it all. So we're going to unpack Art's full story, we hope, in the time we have allocated to us on Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Join us or listen later. Don't forget, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the places. So if you prefer audio when you're listening back, track us down, give us a follow. And otherwise, be sure to follow us on the socials because we'll be putting these themes out and you got to be everywhere. I don't know. I put it on YouTube. I put it on Instagram. I don't know. Put it everywhere. We'll try and get it to you. All right. Is that it?
I think that's it, boss. You have a good week.
Okay.
I'll see you on Thursday.
Ah,
be safe, everybody.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Greg Carrick says, slam that like button. I think that's a great idea. And Tweek Production says, like button has been slammed. So that loop is now closed. Phil Thompson says, you don't have to be mad, but it sure helps. I don't know what that means. But Paul Henderson, see, it's a good motto. Rick Nelson, thank you for the great show, guys. Fantastic images, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for participating.
Yeah, well done, guys.
Brucey says, thanks for a fun show. Hopefully I can tune in this Thursday. Have a great one, everyone.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, Craig Murphy says, what's going to finish first, this podcast or my laptop battery? Denis, lovely night. Thank you. Thanks, Den. Thanks for doing that video. That was epic.
Yeah.
David Leporati, thanks for the cracking photo and for joining us. He says, great images, everyone. Tweek Productions, thanks for making us get out of our genre bubbles. That was really fun. It was
fun.
What else? Everyone else that was here, Paul says, what the fuck, you got Art Wolf on this Thursday? Awesome. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone else that participated tonight, and we'll see you guys in the next one.